comments again. I gotta figure out what's going on with that. Hey, sorry I'm late. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna get. You know what? Bear with me. We had to run into town and grab some pizza for dinner, and because it was getting late and we didn't have anything ready. So you know how it goes. I'm going to. Hey, can you get me the laptop, please? Oh, never mind. It's up in the loft. Will you set in for me for a minute? And
Oh, I'll get it.
oh, okay.
I'm doing 4 things at once.
All right. So, anyways, thanks for being here, guys. We're gonna get the laptop so that I can read your guys' comments. For some reason, it lays comments over comments, and I can't read any of them. It's like everything's inscribed.
Okay, have you tried slowing your comments down? That might help.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I've heard about Doug doing it on Doug and Stacey's live stuff.
Oh, well, I can make out Palmetto Paratrooper.
Try updating your
yeah, I have
app
no
next
idea.
time. So when you're done.
Everything on my phone's updated. I just let them do whatever they need to do.
No, you have to sometimes go into the app and actually manually update it.
Okay.
So try that maybe.
Well, not gonna work right now, but.
Oh, I know. I said when you're done.
Okay, I'm pulling up I'm pulling up the live stream on my laptop here, so bear with me. YouTube's, can you guys hear me okay? I won't be able to know what you're saying, so never mind. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I'm gonna lift this up a little bit, and we'll see. So we're in the book of Deuteronomy. We're going to be reading Deuteronomy chapters. I'm not sure how far we'll make it. We'll just see how this goes, huh? Wow, this has got to be annoying. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. You're the best. All right, here's.
Are we out of bottled water?
They're in the fridge. There's one right here. Mute. All right, I see the live chat right here.
What?
Pop out chat. Full screen that thing. Oh, cool. All right, I see your guys' chats now. So, how's everybody doing? We got Jacqueline Hembry, Bethany, Richard, JS Genesis, Brian Barnes, Terrence O. Burton. Bless you guys. Thanks for being here. McMaster, Shaloha, Saucin, Chris Chapman. Oh, cool. We got a bunch of people. Amanda, Humble Child, Palmetto. Cool. Awesome. All right. Catch up on the chat real quick. I see you. Shalom fam here, finally escaped from New Jersey and found a truck stop in Pennsylvania after traveling 187 miles in 6 hours. Praise Yah. That's awesome. Yeah, New Jersey doesn't sound like the place to be. Shalom from Seattle. No offense, Seattle does not sound like the place to be either. Sorry. No, I mean, I'm from Oregon.
We're from Oregon, so
I know about Seattle.
we're from the vortex of death.
I was born in Portland, which is certainly not the place to be. Lived in Southern Oregon most of my life with my beautiful wife, who was not my wife when we met. That's how that goes, usually. What?
I'm not commenting.
You're not commenting? Alright, Shalom Terrence. Richard Barber says Shalom Terrence. Cool. Alright. Let's go ahead and jump in here. Wait, I missed a bunch. Fellow children of the Most High, humble child. Looking at memes. Forgot I was waiting. Then got started when I heard the stream. Here for the word. Also because Trisky Live is boring me tonight. Well, praise Yah. Love the new Shema hat and new Saw's shirt is on point as the printing is darker.
Is that Barnes?
Chris Chapman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they just placed an order.
Hallelujah. Cool. All right. Let's open up to Deuteronomy. If you have your Bible with you, I would encourage you to follow along, bust out your notepad and your highlighter and take some notes for yourself.
Get them readers out.
Yeah, put on your reading glasses and okay. This laptop is actually providing me some better lighting to see my Bible, so that's cool. All right, got the concealed carry shofar.
Our baby's sleeping.
Our baby's sleeping. Sorry. All right, let's open up in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we want to bless your name as we get together and read your word. Father, I pray that you will send your Ruach to help us discern and to absorb your word and to understand it. Help us to take from it what you would have us to take away. Father, I just thank you for everybody that came here desiring to hear your word. And I just pray that you help me read fluently so that they can understand what it says and so that I could retain the information myself. And Father, I just thank you that we are able to read your word and to share this time together. I pray it's edifying and that you are glorified through it. In the name of Yeshua, we just thank you. Amen. Cool. All right, let's just dive right in. It's a short far. Yeah, it is a short far. All right. Brent Pavey, shalom. All right, guys. Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 1. Let's go. These are the words which Moshe spoke to all Israel beyond the Jordan in the wilderness, in the desert plain opposite Suph, between Paran and Tophel, and Laban, and Hatzoreth, and Dizab, 11 days' journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir to Kadesh Barnea. And it came to be in the 40th year, in the 11th new moon, on the first day of the new moon, that Moshe spoke to the children of Israel according to all that Yahweh had commanded him concerning them, and had stricken Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, in Og, sovereign of Bashan, who dwelt at Ashtaroth in Edrei, beyond the Jordan. In the land of Moab, Moshe undertook to declare this Torah, saying, Yahweh our Elohim spoke to us in Horeb, saying, You have dwelt long enough at this mountain. Turn and set out on your way, and go into the mountain of the Amorites, and to all the neighboring places in the desert plain, in the mountains, and in the low country, and in the Negeb, and on the sea coast, to the land of the Canaanites, and to Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates. See, I have set the land before you. Go and possess the land which Yahweh swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzhak, to Jacob, to give to them and their seed after them. And I spoke to you at that time, saying, I am unable to bear you by myself. Yahweh your Elohim has increased you, and see, you are today as numerous as the stars of the heavens. Yahweh Elohim of your fathers is going to add to you 1,000 times more than you are, and bless you as he has spoken to you. How do I bear your pressure and your burden and strife by myself? Choose men wise and understanding, and known to your tribes, and let me appoint them as your heads. And you answered me and said, The word which you have spoken to us to do is good. And I took the heads of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you, leaders of thousands, and leaders of hundreds, and leaders of fifties, and leaders of tens, and officers for your tribes. And I commanded your judges at that time, saying, when hearing between your brothers, judge righteously between a man and his brother, or the sojourner who is with him. Do not show partiality in right ruling. Hear the small as well as the great. Do not be afraid of anyone's face, for the righteous belongs to Elohim. And the case which is too hard for you, bring it to me, and I shall hear it. And I commanded you at that time all the words which you should do. Then we set out from Horeb and went through all the great and awesome wilderness, which you saw on the way to the mountains of the Amorites, as Yahweh our Elohim had commanded us. And we came to Kadesh Barnea, and I said to you, you have come to the mountains of the Amorites, which Yahweh your Elohim, our Elohim, is giving us. See, Yahweh your Elohim has set the land before you. Go up and possess it, as Yahweh Elohim of your fathers has spoken to you. Do not fear, nor be discouraged. And all of you came near to me and said, let us send men before us, and let them search out the land for us, and bring back word to us of the way by which we should go up, and of the cities unto which we would come. And the matter was good in my ears, so I took 12 of your men, 1 man from each tribe, and they turned and went up into the mountains, and came to the Wadi Eshcol, and spied it out. And they took some of the fruit of the land in their hands, and brought it down to us. And they took back word to us, saying, the land which Yahweh our Elohim is giving us is good. But you would not go up and rebelled against the mouth of Yahweh your Elohim, and grumbled in your tents, and said, because Yahweh has hated us, he has brought us out into the land of Mitzrayim, to give us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us. Where are we going to? Our brothers have made our hearts melt, saying, the people are greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to the heavens. And we saw the sons of the Anakim there too. Then I said to you, have no dread or fear of them. Yahweh your Elohim, who is going before you, he does fight for you, according to all he did for you in Mitzrayim before your eyes, and in the wilderness, where you saw how Yahweh your Elohim has borne you, as a man bears his son, in all the way that you went until you came to this place. Yet in this matter you are putting no trust in Yahweh your Elohim, who is going before you in the way to seek out a place for you to pitch your tents, to show you the way you should go, in fire by night and in a cloud by day. And Yahweh heard the voice of your words, and was wroth, and took an oath, saying, not one of these men of this evil generation shall see that good land of which I swore to give to your fathers, except Caleb, son of Jephunneh. He shall see it, and to him and his children I give the land on which he walked, because he followed Yahweh completely. And Yahweh was enraged with me for your sakes, saying, you do not go in there either. Joshua, son of Nun, who stands before you, he shall go in there. Strengthen him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit, and your little ones, and your children, who you say are for a prey, who today have no knowledge of good and evil, they are going in there, and to them I give it, and they are to possess it. But you, turn and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Sea of Reeds. Then you answered and said to me, we have sinned against Yahweh. We ourselves are going up, and we shall fight as Yahweh our Elohim commanded us. And when each one of you had girded on his battle gear, you were ready to go up into the mountain. And Yahweh said to me, say to them, not to go up nor fight, for I am not in your midst, lest you be smitten before your enemies. So I spoke to you, but you would not listen, and rebelled against the mouth of Yahweh, and acted proudly, and went up into the mountain. Then the Amorites who dwelt in that mountain came out against you chased you as bees do, and drove you back from Seir to Hormah. And you returned and wept before Yahweh, but Yahweh would not listen to your voice, nor give ear to you. So you dwelt in Kadesh many days, according to the days that you dwelt. Chapter 2. Let me turn this brightness down just a little bit. There we go. Chapter 2. Then we turned and set out into the wilderness, the way of the Sea of Reeds, as Yahweh spoke to me. And we went round Mount Seir many days, and Yahweh spoke to me, saying, you have gone around this mountain long enough. Turn northward, and command the people, saying, you are about to pass over into the border of your brothers, the descendants of Esau, who live in Seir. And they are afraid of you, so be on your guard. Do not strive with them, for I do not give you any of their land, no, not so much as one footstep, because I have given Mount Seir to Esau as a possession. What food you buy from them with silver you shall eat, and also what water you buy from them with silver you shall drink. For Yahweh your Elohim has blessed you in all the work of your hand. He has known your wandering through this great wilderness. These 40 years Yahweh your Elohim has been with you. You have not lacked any matter. And when we passed beyond our brothers, the descendants of Esau, who dwelt in Seir, away from, and when we passed, verse 8, and when we passed beyond our brothers, the descendants of Esau, who dwelt in Seir, away from the way of the desert plain, away from Elath and Etzion Geber, we turned and passed over by way of the wilderness of Moab. And Yahweh said to me, do not distress Moab, nor stir yourselves up against them in battle. For I do not give you any of their land as a possession, because I have given Ar to the descendants of Lot as a possession. The Emites have dwelt there formerly, a people as great and numerous and tall as the Anakim. The Anakim were giants, apparently so were the Emites. They were also reckoned as Rephaites, like the Anakim, but the Moabites call them Emites. You're very close to being in the frame, just so you know. Verse 12. And the Horites formerly dwelt in Seir, but the descendants of Esau dispossessed them and destroyed them from before them, and dwelt in their place, as Israel did to the land of their possession, which Yahweh gave them. Now rise up and pass over the Wadi Zered. So we passed over the Wadi Zered, and the time we took to come from Kadesh Barnea until we passed over the Wadi Zered was 38 years, until all the generation of the men of battle was consumed from the midst of the camp, as Yahweh had sworn to them. And also the land of Yahweh was against them to destroy them from the midst of the camp until they were consumed. And it came to be, when all the men of battle had finally perished from among the people, that Yahweh spoke to me, saying, this day you are to pass over Ar, the boundary of Moab, and when you come near the children of Ammon, do not distress them, nor stir up yourself against them, for I do not give you any of the land of the children of Ammon as a possession, because I have given it to the descendants of Lot as a possession. That was also reckoned as a land of Rephaites. Rephaites formerly dwelt there, but the Ammonites call them Zamzumim, a people as great and numerous and tall as the Anakim, but Yahweh destroyed them before them, and they dispossessed them and dwelt in their place. As he had done for the descendants of Esau who dwelt in Seir, when he destroyed the Horites from before them. They dispossessed them and dwelt in their place, even to this day. And the Awim, who dwelt in villages as far as Azah, the Kaphtorim, who came from Kaphtor, destroyed them and dwelt in their place. Arise, set out and pass over the Wadi Arnon. See, I have given into your hand Sihon, the Amorite, sovereign of Heshbon and his land. Begin to possess it and stir up yourself against him in battle. This day I begin to put the dread and fear of you upon the peoples under all the heavens, who, when they hear the report of you, shall tremble and shake because of you. Then I sent messengers from the wilderness to Kedemoth, to Sihon, sovereign of Heshbon, with words of peace, saying, Let me pass over through your land on the highway. I shall go on the highway and turn neither to the right nor to the left. What food you sell me for silver I shall eat, and what water you give me for silver I shall drink. Only let me pass over on foot, as the descendants of Esau who dwell in Seir, and the Moabites who dwell in Ar did for me, until I pass over the Yarden to the land Yahweh our Elohim is giving us. But Sihon, sovereign of Heshbon, would not let us pass over, for Yahweh your Elohim hardened his spirit and strengthened his heart to give him into the hand as it is this day. And Yahweh said to me, See, I have begun to give Sihon and his land over to you. Begin to possess, in order to possess his land. And Sihon and all his people came out against us to fight at Yahatz. And Yahweh our Elohim gave him over to us, and we struck him and his sons and all his people, and we took all the cities at that time. And we put the men, women, and little ones of every city under the ban, and we left none remaining. Only the livestock we took as plunder for ourselves, and the spoil of the cities which we captured. From Oroer, which is on the edge of the Wadi Arnon, and the city that is by the Wadi, as far as Gilead, there was not one city too high for us. Yahweh our Elohim gave all to us. Only you did not go near the land of the children of Ammon, anywhere along the Wadi Yabok, or to the cities of the mountains, or anywhere as Yahweh our Elohim commanded us. Now they're starting to take over some territories. Oh, nice, Palmetto. I'm glad that better late than never, I suppose. Where I don't see Roman Jeeper. Shalom, Roman Jeeper. I see people saying hi, but I don't see him in here. Oh, there you are. Shalom, y'all. Just saw you were live. Well, shalom, shalom. Good to see you. We're on chapter 3 in the book of Deuteronomy. I am going to grab some water right quick. Grab some water right quick. There we go. Fix that. Be right back. I guess I'm not gonna get some water. I think the rest of the water is in my car. Alright, we're on chapter 3. I'm reading out of the TS 2009, The Scriptures. Pow, pow. Is that backwards? Or is it just me? Hopefully that's just me. Okay. Chapter 3. Then we turned and went up the way to Bashan, and Og, sovereign of Bashan, came out against us, and all his people to battle at Edrei. And Yahweh said to me, do not fear him, for I have given him and all his people and his land into your hand. And you shall do to him as you did to Sihon, sovereign of the Amorites, who dwell at Heshbon. So Yahweh our Elohim also gave into our hands Og, king of Bashan, with all his people, and we struck him until he had no survivors remaining. And we captured all his cities at that time, where there was not a city which we did not take from them, 60 cities, all the district of Argob, the king of Og in Bashan. All the cities were fenced with high walls, gates, and bars, beside a great many unwalled towns. And we put them under the ban. And we did to Sihon, sovereign of Bashan, of Heshbon, putting the men and women and the children of every city under the ban. But all the livestock and the spoil of the cities we took as booty for ourselves. And at that time we took the land from the hand of the 2 kings of the Amorites that was beyond the Jordan, from the Wadi Arnon to Mount Hermon. Sidonians call Hermon Sirion, and the Amorites call it Senir. All the cities of the plain, all Gilead, and all Bashan, as far as Salcah and Edrei, cities of the reign of Og in Bashan. For only Og, king of Bashan, was left of the remnant of the Rephaites. See, his bedstead was an iron bedstead. This is where it gives you the dimensions of how big this guy was. It is not an iron bedstead. Is it not in Rabeth of the children of Ammon? 9 cubits is its length, and 4 cubits is its width, according to the cubit of a man. And this land which we possessed at that time from Orer, which is by the Wadi Arnon, and half the mountains of Gilead, and its cities I gave to the Reubenites and the Gadites. Reuben and Gad. Verse 13, and the rest of Gilead and all Bashan, the reign of Og, I gave to the half tribe of Manasseh. All the districts of Argob with all Bashan, called the land of the Rephaites. Yair, son of Manasseh, had taken all the district of Argob as far as the border of the Gershurites and the Maacathites, and called them after his own name, the Bashan of Hawoth Yair, to this day. And to Machir I gave Gilead, and to the Reubenites and the Gadites I gave from Gilead as far as the Wadi Arnon, the middle of the wadi as the border, as far as the Wadi Yabok, the border of the children of Ammon, and the desert plain with the Jordan as the border, with Kinnereth as far as the sea of the Arabah, the salt sea, below the slopes of Pisgah on the east. And I commanded you at that time, saying, Yahweh your Elohim has given you this land to possess. All you sons of might pass over armed before your brothers, the children of Israel. But let your wives and your little ones and your livestock, I know that you have much livestock, stay in your cities which I have given you, until Yahweh has given rest to your brothers as to you, and they also possess the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving them beyond the Jordan. Then you shall return each man to his possession which I have given you, And I commanded Yehoshua at that time, saying, Your eyes have seen all that Yahweh your Elohim has done to these two kings. Yahweh does the same to all the reigns which you are passing over. Do not fear them, for Yahweh your Elohim himself fights for you. And I pleaded with Yahweh at that time, saying, O Master Yahweh, you have begun to show your servant your greatness and your strong hand. For who is a mighty one in the heavens or on earth who does according to your works and according to your might? I pray, let me pass over to see the good land beyond the Jordan, this good hill country and Lebanon. But Yahweh was enraged with me for your sake and would not listen to me. And Yahweh said to me, Enough of that. Speak no more to me about this matter. He's had enough of that. Go up to the top of Pisgah and lift up your eyes westward and northward and southward and eastward, and look with your eyes, for you do not pass over this Jordan. But command Yehoshua and strengthen him and make him brave, for he shall pass over before this people and cause them to inherit the land which you see. And we dwelt in the valley opposite Beth Peor. Chapter 4. And now, O Israel, listen to the laws and the right rulings which I am teaching you to do, so that you live, and shall go in and possess the land which Yahweh Elohim of your fathers is giving you. Do not add to the word which I command you, and do not take away from it, so as to guard the commands of Yahweh your Elohim which I am commanding you. That's a nice one to highlight right there. I don't have nothing right now. Verse 3. Your eyes have seen... Got a pen? Hold on, I'm going to grab a pen real quick. You guys can grab a pen too. I'll be right back. I just went and found a pen, and I have this pen right next to my laptop. Wouldn't you know it? Alright, so I like that. Verse 2, we'll just reread that. Do not add to the word which I command you, and do not take away from it, so as to guard the commands of Yahweh your Elohim which I am commanding you. Simple, but essential. Verse 3. Your eyes have seen what Yahweh did at Baal Peor, for Yahweh your Elohim has destroyed from your midst all the men who followed Baal Peor. But you who are clinging to Yahweh your Elohim are alive today, every one of you. Boom. See, I have taught you laws and right rulings, as Yahweh my Elohim commanded me, to do thus in the land which you go to possess. And you shall guard to do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding before the eyes of the peoples, who hear all these laws, and they shall say, Only a wise and understanding people is this great nation. Interesting. So we were reading from the book of Ecclesiasticus, aka the book of Sirach, the other day, and it was directly correlating wisdom with keeping the commands. So, I mean, it seems like it goes without saying, but obviously to many it needs to be said. Verse 6, I'll read that again. And you shall guard to do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding before the eyes of the peoples who hear all these laws. And they shall say, Only a wise and understanding people is this great nation. Makes you think, let your light so shine before men that they'll see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. What is works? Keeping the commands. If you're keeping the commands, you're doing the works. Putting in the work. Verse 7. For what great nation is there which has Elohim so near to it, as Yahweh our Elohim is to us whenever we call on him? And what great nation is there that has such laws and righteous right rulings like all this Torah which I set before you this day? Only guard yourself and guard your life diligently, lest you forget the words your eyes have seen, and lest they turn aside from your heart all the days of your life. And you shall make them known to your children and your grandchildren. Man, this is, I mean, might as well just highlight this whole chapter. Verse 10. The day when you stood before Yahweh your Elohim in Horeb, Yahweh said to me, assemble the people to me, and I make them hear my words, so that they learn to fear me all the days they live on the earth, and teach them to their children. And you came near and stood at the foot of the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire to the heart of the heavens. Darkness, to the heart of the heavens, darkness, cloud and thick darkness. Verse 12, and Yahweh spoke to you out of the midst of the fire. You heard a voice of words, but saw no form. You only heard a voice. And, excuse me, and he made known to you this covenant, which he commanded you to do, the 10 words, and he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone. And Yahweh commanded me at that time to teach you laws and right rulings, for you to do them in the land which you pass over to possess. Therefore, diligently guard yourselves, for you saw no form when Yahweh spoke to you at Horeb out of the midst of the fire, lest you should do corruptly, and shall make for yourselves a carved image in the form of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, or the likeness of any winged bird that flies in the heavens, the likeness of any creature that creeps on the ground, or the likeness of any fish that is in the water under the earth. And lest you lift up your eyes to the heavens, and shall see the sun and the moon and the stars, all the host of the heavens, and you be drawn away into bowing down to them and serving them, which Yahweh your Elohim has allotted to all the peoples under all the heavens. But Yahweh has taken you and brought you out of the iron furnace, out of Mitzrayim, to be his people, an inheritance as it is today. And Yahweh was enraged with me because of your words, and swore that I would not pass over the Jordan, and that I would not enter the good land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you as an inheritance. I'm gonna pause. I gotta get some water. I'm not gonna be able to talk. Oh, sorry about that, guys. My throat is getting very dry. Verse 22. Verse 22. For I am to die in this land. He's not going to pass over. This is Moshe. He's not going. And Yahweh is getting a little upset that he's like not letting it go. For I am to die in this land. I am not passing over the Jordan, but you are passing over and shall possess that good land. I believe he's talking to Joshua here. Anyways, let's keep going. Verse 23. Guard yourselves, lest you forget the covenant of Yahweh your Elohim, which he made with you, and shall make for yourselves a carved image of any form, as Yahweh your Elohim has commanded you. For Yahweh your Elohim is a consuming fire, a jealous El. Verse 25, when you bring forth children and grandchildren, and shall grow old in the land, and shall do corruptly, and make a carved image in the form of whatever, and shall do what is evil in the eyes of Yahweh your Elohim, to provoke him, I shall call the heavens and earth to witness against you on that day, that you soon completely perish from the land which you pass over the Jordan to possess. You do not prolong your days in it, but are completely destroyed. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the peoples, and you shall be left few in number among the nations where Yahweh drives you. And there you shall serve mighty ones, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But from you shall seek Yahweh your Elohim. But from there you shall seek Yahweh your Elohim, and shall find when you search for him with all your heart and with all your being. In your distress, when all these words shall come upon you in the latter days, then you shall return to Yahweh your Elohim, and shall obey his voice. For Yahweh your Elohim is a compassionate El. He does not forsake you, nor destroy you, nor forget the covenant of your fathers which he swore to them. He's not going to forget the covenant of your fathers which he swore to them. Verse 32. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before you, since the day that Elohim created man on the earth, and asked from one end of the heaven to the other end of the heavens, whether there has been a word as great as this, or has been heard like it, as a people heard the voice of Elohim speaking out of the midst of the fire, as you have heard it, and live. As a people heard the voice of Elohim speaking out of the midst of the fire, as you have heard, and live. Or has Elohim tried to go and take for himself a nation from the midst of a nation by trials, and by signs, and by wonders, and by battle, and by a strong hand, and an outstretched arm, and by great fearsome deeds, according to all that Yahweh your Elohim did for you in Mitzrayim before your eyes? You have been shown it, to know that Yahweh himself is Elohim. There is no one beside him. I will say that Yahweh has done the same thing for many of us in different ways, where he's like delivered us from spiritually being in Egypt, and delivered us from addictions and all kinds of other things. But you have been shown it, verse 35, to know that Yahweh himself is Elohim. There is no one beside him. Verse 36, from the heavens he let you hear his voice to instruct you, and on earth he showed you his great fire, and you heard his word out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved your fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought you out of Mitzrayim with his presence and his great power. This is interesting, okay? So, the second Exodus is going to be so great that people aren't even going to be talking about this anymore. I'm here to tell you, folks, that has not happened yet. That has not happened yet. That's when Israel becomes a nation again. Not the Israel that we see in Jerusalem right now. That's all I'll say about it. But we haven't seen anything that trumps this. Come on. Let me know if I'm wrong. Verse 38. to drive out from before you nations greater and stronger than you, to bring you in, to give you their land as an inheritance, as it is today. And you shall know today, and shall recall into your heart that Yahweh himself is Elohim in the heavens above and on the earth beneath. There is none else. And you shall guard his laws and his commands, which I command you today, so that it is well with you and with your children after you, and so that you prolong your days in the soil, on the soil which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you for all time. Okay. Verse 41. Then Moshe separated 3 cities beyond the Jordan, that's what the Yarden is, toward the rising of the sun, for a manslayer to flee there. This is a safe haven for people who are murderers, and surely somebody would like to redeem the blood that is on their head. Verse 41. Then Moshe separated 3 cities beyond the Jordan, toward the rising of the sun, for a manslayer to flee there. He who unknowingly murdered his neighbor. This is not first degree, but unknowingly murdered his neighbor without having hated him in the past, and might flee to one of the cities and live. Betzer in the wilderness, in the level land for the Reubenites, and Ramoth, in Gilead for the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan for the Menashites. And this is the Torah which Moses set before the children of Israel. These are the witnesses and the laws and the right rulings which Moshe spoke to the children of Israel after they came out of Mitzrayim, beyond the Yarden, in the valley opposite Beth Peor, in the land of Sihon, sovereign of the Amorites, who dwelt at Heshbon, whom Moshe and the children of Israel had stricken after they came out of Mitzrayim. And they took possession of his land and the land of Og, sovereign of Bashan, 2 sovereigns of the Amorites, who were beyond the Yarden, toward the rising of the sun, from Aurora, which is on the bank of the Wadi Arnon, even to Mount Sion, which is Hermon, and all the desert plain beyond the Yarden, as far as the sea of the Araba, below the slopes of Pisgah. Sorry, I kind of got tongue-tied there. Verse 5. What's going on here? Chapter 5. And Moshe called all Israel and said to them, Hear, O Israel, the laws and right rulings which I speak in your hearing today, and you shall learn them and guard to do them. I'll give you that one more time. And Moshe called all Israel and said to them, Hear, O Israel, the laws and right rulings which I speak in your hearing today, and you shall learn them and guard to do them. Yahweh your Elohim made a covenant with us in Horeb. Yahweh did not make this covenant with our fathers, but with us, those who are here today, all of us who are alive. Yahweh spoke with you face to face on the mountain from the midst of the fire. I stood between Yahweh and you at that time, to declare to you the word of Yahweh. For you were afraid because of the fire, and you did not go up the mountain, saying, I am Yahweh your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage. You have no other mighty ones against my face. You do not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of which is in the heavens above, or which is in the earth beneath, or which is in the waters under the earth. do not bow down to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh, your Elohim, am a jealous El, visiting the crookedness of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations to those who hate me, but showing loving commitment to thousands to those who love me and guard my commandments. You do not bring the name of Yahweh your Elohim to naught, for Yahweh does not leave him unpunished who brings his name to naught. And I think I like the way that that's worded, actually, because this is, I believe, to take his name in vain means to represent him improperly, means to represent what he doesn't actually represent, to falsely represent him, to say I'm a Christian and not to be Christ-like, that kind of thing. Verse 12, guard the Sabbath day to set it apart as Yahweh your Elohim commanded you. 6 days you labor and shall do all your work, but the seventh is the Sabbath day, is the Sabbath of Yahweh your Elohim. Do not do any work, you nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your ox, nor your donkey, nor any of your cattle, no your sojourner who is with you in your gates. Well, those probably aren't Israel at all, and they're keeping the Shabbat. Come on, we know that, right? This is just his laws. They're for everybody. Nor your sojourner who is within your gates, so that your male servants and your female servants rest as you do. Verse 15, and you shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Mitzrayim, and that Yahweh your Elohim brought you out from there by a strong hand and by an outstretched arm. Therefore Yahweh your Elohim commanded you to perform the Sabbath day. Verse 16, respect your father and your mother. Levi, if you're listening, this is for you, my son. Respect your father and your mother. This is for us too, of course. As Yahweh your Elohim has commanded you, so that your days are prolonged, and so that it is well with you on the soil which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you. You do not murder, you do not commit adultery, you do not steal, you do not bear false witness against your neighbor, you do not covet your neighbor's house, your neighbor's wife, nor do you desire your neighbor's house, his field, or his male servant, nor his female servant, his ox, or his donkey, or whatever belongs to your neighbor. These words Yahweh spoke to all your assembly in the mountain from the midst of the fire of the cloud, and of the thick darkness with a loud voice. And he added no more. And he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone and gave them to me. And it came to be, when you heard the voice from the midst of the darkness, while the mountain was burning with fire, that you came near to me, all the heads of your tribes and your elders, and said, see, Yahweh our Elohim has shown us his esteem and his greatness, and we have heard his voice from the midst of the fire. Today we have seen that Elohim speaks with man, and he lives. And now why should we die? For this great fire is consuming us. If we hear the voice of Yahweh our Elohim any more, then we shall die. For who is there of all flesh who has heard the voice of the living Elohim speaking from the midst of the fire, as we have, and does live? You go near and hear all that Yahweh our Elohim says, and speak to us all that Yahweh our Elohim says to you, and we shall hear and do it. And Yahweh heard the voice of your words, then you spoke to me. And Yahweh said to me, I have heard the voice of the words of this people, that they have spoken to you. They have done well in all they have spoken. Oh, that they had such a heart in them to fear me and to guard all my commands always, so that it might be well with them and with their children forever. Go and say to them, return to your tents, but you stand here by me, and let me speak to you all the commands, and the laws, and the right rulings which you are to teach them. And they shall do them in the land which I am giving them to possess. And you shall guard to do as Yahweh your Elohim has commanded you. Do not turn aside to the right or to the left. Real quick side note. Left and Right Ministries, which is what that reminds me of. Left and Right Ministries is awesome. Yah-fearing, Yah-loving music. If you want to check them out, I'm going to Left and Right Ministries. I don't know if I did that. I don't know what I'm doing. Left and Right Ministries. Did I do it that time? There you go. Check them out. You'll be blessed listening to that music. It's really, really good. Verse 33. Walk in all the ways which Yahweh your Elohim has commanded you, so that you live and it be well with you, and you shall prolong your days in the land which you possess. Pretty solid stuff here, you guys. I can hear my son is crying real hard in the other room. And so I'm just going to chat with you guys for a little bit. We're going to stop right there. Picking up on chapter 6 the next time we read. Come on, bring it. J.O. Pariah. Oh man, if you guys like Christian hip hop, Christian rap music, check out J.O. Pariah. Seriously, like one of the better lyricists that I've heard in a long time. And sorry, all glory to the Most High. I know J.O., but it's true. You're stewarding the platform the Father has given you well, and so shout out to you, my brother. Grafted Branch Homestead, shalom, shalom. We got your tea today. Oh, hold on one sec. Where's all the tea? All the tea. We got some tea from the Grafted Branch Homestead. Lucia, I haven't got her feedback on this tea yet, but Grafted Branch Homestead is a brother in faith out there in New Mexico, and they've got some tea. And his son is a young entrepreneur, and if you guys want to check them out, Grafted Branch Homestead, I'm really impressed with the young man that our brother over there is raising up, and I think that it's just a great thing. Some of the proceeds from, or the money from Farmer Casey's teas goes to Farmer Casey, who's his son, and that's going to help him to kind of launch his own little business at a young age. What a amazing thing. I wish somebody would have helped me get that ball rolling when I was a boy. It would have been super cool. All right, we got Roman Jeeper. I see some comments. All these comments like just showed up or something. I wasn't seeing any of this. Okay. Oh yeah, I can't wait to try it. I've been on the espresso today. Too much coffee. We got that Moose Run coffee. That's good stuff, you guys. You already know though. So anyways, appreciate the reading tonight. Be the light, brothers and sisters. Be the light. Chris Chapman, good word. Yes, sir. Hey, JS Badger. Look at that. See, what would I do without you, brother? It's good to see you in here, man. I forget that that's a thing that you can do. Cool. Check it out. So yeah, I want to go over here first. Left and Right Ministries, because you guys are going to be blessed by this. Oh yeah, and I got a bunch of... Okay, real quick. So you guys might have figured this out by now, but we like supporting other small businesses. So shout out to we got Bryson Gray. That's some Bible rap. But Left and Right Ministries. So we bought a bunch of these so that we could give them to people. And what?
You're going to Patreon.
Okay, these are going to our patrons. But we're gonna get some more, and we're gonna be doing giveaways. We only got a couple. I think we just got one of these for us. But these are really good too. This is like one album that wouldn't fit on one CD. So this is Left and Right Ministries as well. But Oh Israel, this album in particular is amazing, and I'm going to I don't know how to do things on the internet, you guys. I just recorded a video and then I post the video, and I've gotten away with doing that, and it seems to have led to us all sitting here right now, which is really cool. Oh, here we go. Oh Israel, I'll share this. Copy the link. Okay, now how do I get back to the video that I'm on? You guys, this is not my forte. What? Go to my channel. Okay, there we are, live. Probably gonna have to mute me. There we go. Okay, got this. Boom. If you guys want to check out Left and Right Ministries, there you go. That's probably just one of their songs, though. I'm not sure. But yeah, man. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you these. I think, which one of these? Where's the Farmer Casey's blend? I don't know, but we got some more Grafted Branch Homestead tea. If you guys like tea, then check them out. Small business, and we small businesses got to stick together or we'll never make it. It's tough out here. Where's the... Got anybody in here? I was good at the internet until they put it in our pockets. Yeah, no kidding. I really like Left and Right music. Yes, Jacqueline Hembry, they're awesome. You're one of our patrons. We're gonna be sending you one of these, so you should see that coming soon. Yeah, I mean, and if you guys want to support what we're doing, I know you guys buy our t-shirts and we really appreciate that. But we got like other content that YouTube doesn't get to see that we put on Patreon, and we send some cool stuff like stickers and little things. We're working on some really cool things for Patreon, so if you guys want to support us over there, we appreciate it, and we'll connect with you more and show some more videos that we don't want YouTube to see. You keep lint in your pocket. Yeah, that's pretty much what we got in our pockets these days too. Let's see. I want to go over here and... Oh. Wait. Man, I wish I... Oh, okay. Cool. Keep that up. So J.O. Pariah put out this... Well, he featured on this song recently with Bobby Thorns, who I had not heard of before. But if you're into Christian rap at all, you're gonna like this. I'm gonna share this this song. I can't play it right now because I don't know how to do that. But check this out. J.O.'s verse in this song is super cool. It's fire. JS, thank you. Yeah, there's our Patreon link if you want to check us out over there. It'd be cool. We appreciate it. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you, really. I wanted to sit here and ramble and carry on. I had too much caffeine, too late at night. But here are some of the songs if you want to listen to this whole album on YouTube. Their music is available for free, but this is a way that we can support what they're doing, their full-time ministry, serving the Father with their worship, and yeah. That's all I got. I love you guys. JS Badger, Jacqueline Hembry, Palmetto, Grafted Branch, Richard Barber, Chris Chapman, J.O., Mary Seal, Roman Jeeper, PNW Prepper. Shalom. I just saw you were in here. Shalom. Brent Pavey. Love you guys, man. Thank you so much for always coming and getting in the scriptures with me. This is like my new favorite thing in the world, is just reading scriptures with you guys. Love it. All right. We'll catch y'all in the next live stream. Might be a day or two. I think we're going to shoot for... Yeah, we'll be back Thursday. Count on it. All right.